Okay. One of these crazy mornings where I'm having to record videos again. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. This video is called The Art of Being Alone. Um, oh boy, let's see. We as a people have a really hard time being alone, being by ourselves. This society is so caught up in fear. Everything seems to frighten, and I think that's a learned behavior. I don't think it's good or healthy, and I think we need to get out of that. I'm making this video because there was a post in one of the groups I'm in where a lady was saying that she didn't understand why people don't take time to heal from past relationships before they go and get in other relationships and then basically hurt people. Um, and I see a lot of truth in her reasoning. However, my response to her was that most people are just afraid. Most people are too afraid to be alone and by themselves and to take the time to discover who they are. That's the reason they do it. They jump out of one, go right back into another before they're healed, before they deal with anger issues. I find so many anger issues with our people. I'm not really trying to discover or uh, I'm talking about the black community. I see a lot of anger with men. I see a lot of anger with women. I see a lot of hurt. I see a lot of bitterness. I see a lot of pain. Um, I see a lot of people who don't know who they are. I see a lot of people who just are lost and just going along with the crowd and doing things that they feel are acceptable. They don't even really know who they are, what they like. They just do it. And I think that that's really bad because you don't get to know who you are. Um, a lot of times society tells us what we are, who we are, what we like. And so we lose and never really find out who we are. So some of the experience that I had in being single for a number of years and finding out who I was is that I learned, I did different things. I went different places. I explored. Um, I took myself out. I took myself to different places. I tried different foods. I tried different books. I read things, music. I exposed myself to different things. I went different places. And yeah, I was by myself. And you have a lot of people who just can't do that. I guess it does take a level of confidence, but the thing that helped me was the fact that I knew what I wanted. I knew where I wanted to go. The men that was meeting in my life at that time were, I don't know, I think they were men who were used to common women, however you want to take that. I'm not trying to hurt or bash anybody, but they were used to women who pretty much accepted anything. They were used to women who, they would tell me, if she was hungry, I bought her something to eat and we had sex or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, well, that's not me. I can take myself out. I have my own money. I work. I don't need for you to feed me to give you my treasure. I think we've been so belittled in this society. Sex has been so belittled between men and women on both sides until none of us respect ourselves, our body. A lot of people don't. I'm not going to say none of us. And that's bad, especially when you're a woman, because you lose the learning of the power of who you are and who your body is and how precious it is and what it all means. It's so much more powerful than giving yourself away and just finding somebody. It's not about that. We have so many bad relationships because I think people just go find somebody to be with. And then you fuss and you fight and you get hurt and people get killed and people get stalked and people get abused and children get abused because we're all too afraid to be alone. And, I think it's much more, uh, I think it's a much better thing to be by yourself and find your own happiness within yourself than to go and get into a relationship and be with someone who is you're constantly fighting and hurting and crying. And I mean, it's just not worth it. And that's me. That's my experience. It's just, to me, it's not worth it to be with someone. I understand we're all at different levels, but if we're going to be whole individuals, if we're going to go to higher levels and higher states of consciousness, we're going to have to begin somewhere. You cannot continue to do the same things that you have done and bring in those same negative vibes and people into your life and just keep complaining and crying and saying that, men are no good, men are dogs or whatever. You are the one that has to do better. You are the one that's going to have to change. And until you do that, you're going to keep bringing the same things into your life. And a lot of times, as I said, that has to do with you taking time for yourself and learning yourself, what you like, who you like. You might like gardening. You might like flowers. It's no telling what you might like. Horseback riding. You never know because you haven't really ever ventured out to do that thing, So, as I said, I kept myself busy. I was working a lot. When I was off work, I was cleaning, taking care of my house, taking care of that part, getting up, taking care of the business side of what I needed to take care of. And then I would go and have fun and do what I needed to do with my money. I didn't necessarily even have girlfriends with me at the time because, I had one girlfriend. She's a sweetheart. But and I would spend time with her a little bit sometime. But the thing with her was that I would always have to pay. Always. So it didn't bother me so much. It's just that I wouldn't call her until I knew I had extra money, to do that with, So, but yeah, I learned to enjoy my own company. And so then when a relationship began to ensue, I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was going to take. I knew what I was going to settle for. I knew what I was going to put up with. And if my standards are too high, if you can't take me to a decent place without expecting sex after, then I can go by myself. It's really just as simple as that. You're not taking me out so that I can do something for you. You're supposed to be taking me out because you are trying to get to know me and we enjoy each other's company. But that's not what it's about anymore. And it has to be the woman who is going to have to make those changes and do something different in that. She's going to have to set the standard. She's going to have to keep her legs closed. She's going to have to say, no, I don't want to do this. When you go out to a restaurant, offer to pay, volunteer to pay half, whatever, because if a guy takes you out and spends money on you, that if at the end he's going to be expecting such and such, that. And if that's not something that you want to do, go by yourself or contribute some money to it. So there's ways of getting around it. You don't have to fall for or be in a bad situation because you feel intimidated. Take yourself and go to those places that you want to go to. There were plays and things that used to come to my city when I was single, and I had no one to take me. So I gather my own money and I get myself a nice outfit. And get myself in a cab and I would ride all the way downtown or, whatever I needed to do to get there, and I would enjoy the play. And it has to do with the level of confidence. A lot of it has to do with being confident in who you are as a person and just as a woman. And you'll find a lot of men that are, it's not going to want to accept it. You'll find a lot of men who are going to say you're too strong. You're going to find a lot of men who are going to say that, oh, you don't need a man and all this crap. I've heard all that too. Raise your standards. You set the bar. And when you do that, those things that need changing in your life will begin to change. Those new type of people that need to be in your life will come. They'll come. And so, that's what it's about. It's learning how to walk in your destiny, learning a new path. And you just continue. Just continue to do that and follow the laws of the universe and do those things that please you and make you happy, and don't hurt people, and just be a good person. It'll be rewarded. So anyway, I'm going to end this particular video, The Art of Being Alone. I hope that I've been able to help you, show you a little bit of what I did. And also, it's the day after Mother's Day, so I'm a little late, but happy Mother's Day 2016 to all the women out there who might watch this video. And I hope you have a great day. Continue to work on you. Continue to love you. When you love you, that's how you get there, by loving yourself. Let me say real quick, I know society tries to make that a selfish thing. Oh, it's just all about you and you and you and you and you. It's not about that. It's not about being selfish. It's about learning you, knowing you, being good to yourself. Because I find a lot of times when people don't know themselves, when they don't get to know themselves and pamper themselves and do some of the things that they like and they love, they wind up lacking. Because what happens is then they go and have their whole life is totally revolved around another person and making another person happy, doing what they want, and then they're totally miserable. Trust me, I know people like this. It's never a good thing to wrap yourself and your life around somebody else's. Because usually these are the selfish ones. These are the ones who aren't doing anything for you. And you're giving your all. Got to stop that, ladies. Got to stop that. We got to love ourselves first before we can love anyone else. Hope you have a great day, great week. I'm going to come back with another video, and we'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and till the next video. Bye-bye.